All right, let's dive in. Today, we're taking a trip out to the rolling hills of Lincolnshire in the English countryside to get the story behind a really unique historical site, Cranwell Castle.
Now, when you picture a historic castle, you're probably thinking of, towering turrets, perfectly kept walls, the whole fairy tale thing. Well, Cranwell Castle is famous for pretty much the exact opposite. In fact, it's often called the most ruined castle in England.
It's a total paradox, right? Why on earth would a place that's celebrated for being a pile of rubble be a must-see destination? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. Together, we're going to piece together its incredible story and see why its imperfection is precisely what makes it so special.
To really understand the ruin that stands there today, we need to jump in our time machine and head back through the centuries. It's a story that goes from absolute grandeur to, well, decay. So the whole story kicks off way back in the 12th century. It was built by a seriously powerful Norman nobleman named William de Warenne. About 100 years later, it gets a major royal upgrade from King Henry III himself. This was its peak. But its glory days didn't last forever. By the 1400s, it was already starting to fall apart, and it was just left to the wind and the rain for over 500 years. Just imagine. Until finally, in 1956, it was officially protected.
So, after all that time, all that history, what's it actually like for a visitor today? Let's step through the gates and take a walk around the grounds of England's most ruined castle.
We'll start in what used to be the absolute heart of the castle, the Great Hall. And look, even without a roof, when you're standing inside these walls, you can just feel the incredible scale and the ambition of the people who built this place.
The architecture here tells such a cool story. It's not just your standard Gothic style, it's this unique mix of English and French influences, which really speaks to the kind of cultural mixing that was going on at the time. If you look closely, you can still see these hints of what it used to be, the soaring archways and the bits of ornate stone carving that have survived. It's like a masterclass in medieval craftsmanship.
Okay, next up is the Castle Keep. Now, this is usually the most fortified, toughest part of any castle, and Cranwell is definitely no exception.
Let me tell you, making the climb to the top is so worth the effort. While other walls have crumbled away, the keep is still standing there, totally defiant. And from the top, you get this absolutely stunning panoramic view of the Lincolnshire countryside. It just clicks. You immediately understand why they chose this exact spot. You could command the entire landscape from here.
Amidst all this ancient stone and history, you'll find something kind of unexpected. A place that's just bursting with life and beauty. The Castle Gardens.
These gardens are just beautiful, perfectly manicured, and they're growing right alongside the crumbling old walls. It creates this amazing contrast. Honestly, it's the perfect place to just lay out a blanket for a picnic or find a bench and just soak in the peaceful vibe, surrounded by all that history.
Remember that protection status I mentioned from 1956? Well, that official title, Scheduled Ancient Monument, is a really big deal. It basically means the site is recognized as a national treasure. It's got legal protection against anyone coming in and making changes. It's kind of a promise to preserve its unique story, ruins, and all.
But don't make the mistake of thinking Cranwell Castle is just some stuffy museum piece frozen in time. No way. It's actually a vibrant cultural hub that connects its deep past with a very lively present.
This castle is a truly living landmark. It's got collections of art and historical artifacts that were found right on the grounds. Its dramatic look has made it a backdrop for movies and TV shows, and it hosts everything from concerts to the yearly Cranwell Castle Gathering, which celebrates the history of the family that founded it.
So, if you're sitting there feeling inspired to see this remarkable ruin for yourself, let's go over some of the practical stuff you'll need to know to plan your visit.
Okay, let's talk tickets. The admission prices are actually really reasonable for a site like this. It's £7.50 for adults, and there are discounts available. Kids between 5 and 16 are $3.75, and the little ones under 5 get in for free.
Now, here's a key thing to remember. The opening hours are seasonal. You'll get more time to explore from April to October, when they're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But during the winter months, the hours are shorter, just noon to 4 p.m. And a little pro tip, always check their website before you go in the winter because sometimes they have to close for bad weather.
And just a few final tips to make sure you have the best day. The castle is wheelchair accessible and they have mobility aids you can ask for. I would highly recommend taking one of the guided tours to get the full story. And when you're done, make sure you explore the cute little village of Cranwell nearby. It's got some great local shops and cafes.
So, what does this all add up to?
When you take a step back, what's the real takeaway from the story of Cranwell Castle?
At the end of the day, Cranwell Castle's whole identity as the most ruined castle in England isn't a negative thing, it's its greatest strength. It's a monument not just to what was built, but to the incredible, unstoppable force of time. It really shows us that there is a profound beauty and a really powerful story in the scars of history.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to chew on, right? When we preserve our past, what's the better way to go? Should we try to restore ancient places to how we imagine they looked in their glory days, basically erasing the marks of time? Or should we, like they have at Cranwell, cherish the unique beauty and the powerful stories that are told by the scars themselves? It's something to think about. Thanks for exploring this with me.